Good morning. How are you doing this morning? You see my friend Intuitive Kev? Oh yeah, he's ready to tell us what's thus saith the Lord. Let's see what thus saith the Lord concerning Mr. Jody, okay? It's a brand new day, and we give praise to the Most High. Oh yes, we do. But you know, there's always that opposing energy out there, opposing everything that the Most High does. Let's see what Intuitive Kev is saying this morning, okay, about Mr. Jody's reading, all right?
How's everybody doing? Hopefully amazing. Holy Spirit, we ask that you continue to guide us and protect us. We ask that you give us insight and guidance on our current situations. We ask that you lift the veil of falseness and reveal that which is hidden from us. And we thank you for your blessing, your wisdom, your power, and your work in our lives. Thank you, Spirit. What's up, fam? We're going to get swords reversed. Somebody's intuition guided them out of maybe several different situations, but I feel like, there was somebody being careless and reckless. Knight of Swords reversed. This can talk about, somebody impulsive, taking reckless action without thinking. Somebody impulsive, taking reckless action without thinking. Queen of Wands reversed. This is some distorted feminine energy that could have took reckless action or told a lot of lies in the past. Now they're in despair. They're at the Five of Cups because they're not moving forward. I feel like that's heavy energy. There are several energies for some of you that these people invested. They invested a lot in keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant, ruining you, blocking you, and they don't have shit to show. They did all of that. They have nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it. They're not moving forward. I feel like that's heavy energy. There are several energies for some of you. I feel like that's heavy energy. There are several. They invested a lot in keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant, ruining you, blocking you, and they don't have shit to show. Nothing to show for it. In anything. You were too strong. I mean, I don't know if they thought, because you like pink and butterflies, that shit was sweet. Yeah. I feel like you were definitely underestimated. You were misjudged. God, they talk so much shit, always talking. Malicious gossip and slander, running their mouth, won't say shit to your face. Would never. There's a King of Pentacles reverse here that took something from you. This person could be a dark spiritualist. They had a Queen of Swords reverse and a King of Wands reverse assist them in this. Whatever they invested in, those ships that they were waiting to come in, those ships are not coming in. This person could be a dark spiritualist. They had a Queen of Swords reverse and a King of Wands reverse assist them in this. Whatever they invested in, those ships that they were waiting to come in, those ships are not coming in. These people have been exposed for stealing and maybe ending a connection. Two of Cups reverse. They got somebody to walk away from you. Eight of Cups. I feel like somebody was tricked or coerced or bribed to walk away from you. These are people who wanted to keep you stuck. They told a lot of lies. They could have been spying, stalking as well, but I get people told a lot of lies and wanted to distort your image. Talk so much shit, always talking. Malicious gossip and slander, running their mouth, won't say shit to your face. Maybe ending a connection. Two of Cups reverse. There's somebody, these are people who want to keep you stuck. They told a lot of lies. They could have been spying, stalking as well, but I get like people told a lot of lies. They wanted to distort your image. Elaborate, they thought this through. These are people who wanted to keep you stuck. They told a lot of lies. This was a whole plan. This was something, elaborate. They thought this through. They did a lot of manipulations to get a particular outcome. In your orbit, unknown intentions, early stages of connection. Life path number 3, the creative. It came out reverse. Is lacking creativity. This is somebody who might want to be, life path 33 could be significant. The master teacher. This might be somebody who sees you as a master teacher. You have a Pisces reverse. Pisces in low vibration. Could be significant. This is an escapist, somebody indecisive, overly trusting, moody, and avoidant. And Aquarius reverse. Detached, unpredictable, stubborn, aloof, and rebellious. You have Capricorn as well. Somebody here, I feel like there could be a stranger involved. I don't know. This Queen of Wands reverse could be a stranger. I feel like there could be a stranger involved. I don't know. This Queen of Wands reverse could be a stranger. This is current energy. This is somebody currently telling lies, currently lying, currently taking impulsive, reckless action. Somebody could have a karmic partner. This person could have the Chinese zodiac of the horse. It could be an ex-partner. Lingering energy, unfinished chapters still felt in the heart space, memories that still echo. Always wondering, why did this happen the way it did? Let me see. Somebody was really disloyal to you. They stabbed you in the back and you overcame this. Somebody doesn't want you to know that they collaborated, they were part of it. There's somebody here who does not want you to know that they were part of it. Somebody doesn't want you to know that they collaborated, they were part of it. There's somebody here who does not want you to know that they were part of it. A part of taking something from you.
Oh, you don't want me to know? Oh, I already know. And I already know you was a part of it. I already know that you are not a loyal friend or a loyal family member. I already know. Okay? I already know. You are a damn fool. The Most High is going to punish you. Okay? So get ready for your punishment. What I've been through, you're going to go through much harder. And I went through some shit. Some horrible shit. Terrible. Something that no one should ever have to go through. Only because of y'all sorry asses. You some sorry ass people. And I mean you some sorry ass people. You're sorry as hell. Sorry. You ain't no damn good for nothing.
Financial bad news to a King of Pentacles reverse. They have to walk away from something. The lie. The false narrative. The lie. The illusions they cast. And this is somebody who did not want to do that. They're trying to brace themselves for some type of tower. Judgment. Whatever conflict this was, they were fighting for something that wasn't theirs. That's over. 5 of Wands reverse. They have no defense. These energies, they have no defense. 7 of Wands reverse. They have no defense for the actions they took, the lies they told. And this is why they will be left out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. 4 of Cups, rejected. Because you're going a different way. You've undergone a transformation, a rebirth. You've been focused on your work. Somebody was really disloyal to you. They stabbed you in the back and you overcame this.
Who's fooling who? You don't play with a chosen one of the Most High God with your silly, stupid mess and think you're going to get over? God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall he also reap. Okay? You lying ass son of a bitch. And the church, the church, Lord have mercy, is in pitiful shape. Pitiful. Don't know the truth. Up in there, hallelujah. Don't even know the truth. And can't tell the truth. And the stuff you already know, you don't even do that. And call yourself a follower of the Most High. You done fooled yourself. You're not following the Most High. You following somebody that's evil.
Beloved chosen one, listen closely. Heaven has been watching you. Every quiet act of kindness, every small mercy you offered when no one was there to applaud, has reached the very heart of God. You may have thought your gentleness went unnoticed, but nothing escapes the eyes of heaven. Every time you held your tongue when anger could have spoken, every time you gave when you yourself were in need, heaven took note. You were never overlooked. When others passed you by, when they didn't see the beauty of your intentions, heaven recorded each moment in its eternal archives. Your compassion was never wasted. Your love never ignored. The angels saw when you stayed kind in the face of cruelty, when you chose to forgive instead of curse, when you prayed for those who wounded you. They whispered your name before the throne, saying, "Here is one who still loves like you do." Even now, heaven is pausing for you. The Creator who formed galaxies with His word is smiling because of the way you carry His heart. You reflect His nature more than...
I want to be more and more like Yeshua. I want to be more like the Most High God. Don't you? Now, let's stay tuned for Talk Line, Alamance County residents and surrounding area. Stay tuned for Talk Line, Burlington, North Carolina, Alamance County.
But that's your problem because you said you wanted them. And after all, if you're in kind of place where congressmen live, the so-called migrant can take your daughter and get a fiancé visa and get to stay legally. You did it to yourself, Fairfax County. You did it to yourself. And we're only going to help you get more of what you did to yourself. Who knows what's next for Fairfax County? We've also moved on the wires today that the public school enrollment in Fairfax County has declined as parents flee the public schools for either private schools or homeschooling because of scandals such as the serial groper. And what happens when you declare yourself a sanctuary place? Well, things go down the drain and fast.
All right, 222 9224. You know, I think one of the fascinating things about what's happened over the last few years is, you know, many of the people in non-sanctuary areas, like down in Texas, that were having trouble with illegal immigration, they did what they thought, you know, would be an annoying thing, and it was, but it was exactly like what Matt just said. They were asking for. They sent their overflow migration of illegal immigrants to the sanctuary areas, which is what they're asking for. They're saying, you know, come here because we're a sanctuary. We'll protect you. And boy, did they not like that. They did not want you to send they wanted you to keep your sanctuary people there. And you go, no, you said you were a sanctuary city, so we're going to send you. And to hear the people that that said they wanted to be a sanctuary city but didn't want migrants, I mean, that isn't that interesting. You know, and all of a sudden they understood what was going on in places like Texas and Arizona, New Mexico, and places like that, where they were being the migrants, the illegal people sneaking across the border were overwhelming these towns, because once they started sending these migrants to the sanctuary cities, they got overwhelmed and they understood. And I always thought that was interesting. I thought that it would mean the end of sanctuary cities, but apparently not. 15 minutes before 9 o'clock, let me tell you about the Tire Center of Burlington. The Tire Center of Burlington, in downtown Burlington, Tire Center of Burlington. Tell them that you heard us talking about them on Talk Line. Good morning, you're on Talk Line. All right, I guess they decided they didn't want to talk to us. Good morning, you're on Talk Line.
Oh, yes. How you doing, Harry?
I am well, I hope you are.
I'm doing fine. I want to say congratulations to Larry Faircloth, Little Red.
Yes, sir.
He's going to retire. I didn't even know that till I looked at while I was looking on Facebook. And I said, wow, he's going to retire. I said, I'm glad I got to meet him. I got to meet him one day at the radio station when I went to pick up, one of those calendars that you was, I guess you was talking about.
Sure. Yeah, one of these calendars we do them every year. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're free.
But that wasn't this year. That wasn't this year. That was the other year.
Okay. All right.
Last year. Anyway, I just want to say congratulations. I thought that was wow. He been working, I guess, with you guys for what, so many years?
Many years. There, he was came sort of when he started doing some part-time work for us when I first came here. That's where I first met him. He was somebody that a friend of mine, Bill Diffie, knew really well, and we used to talk about all the people that were available to work, when we needed people to work. So, Larry Faircloth, Little Red, he's been around a long time. He's going to retire, and he's retired a couple times before, but so
for the afternoon shows,
we already have. We have split those times up between three different people, and we're gonna, we've got a guy whose name is Carson. He's known to a lot of people here. He's going to be working with us. We're tickled to death to have him here. Of course, Vance we have all sorts of people around that can fill in and do all sorts of things. So yeah, we have hired one more person.
Okay, good. Yeah, he's gonna be missed. I enjoy his afternoon shows, his music and stuff. The things that he plays. So wow, he's gonna be missed though. But
yeah, doing Friday and doing a great job of that. So so we got several people to fill in that position. So yeah, but the music's gonna stay the same. So there you go.
Well, that's all right. Okay, well, I just want to say, I'm going to miss him, and congrats to him, too, because I know he has to live his life, and, and do other things.
Yeah, I know Ronnie.
Yeah. I understand, because I did the same thing. So.
Yeah, well, good. Me, I'm not. I just keep right on working, paying Social Security, putting it in one end and taking it out the other. I mean, it's one of those things.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, that's because you enjoy doing what you're doing. That's
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You have a good day. Thank you for calling. I'm sure Red appreciates it. All right, 222-9224.
But, I sit out here in the yard, and old Yeller comes up. He gets up in my lap. We sit here and we discuss the world for a little bit. Most times he don't talk to me much before he falls asleep. And
one of the good things about talking to cats is they don't usually argue with you.
No.
Or disagree. They just go to sleep.
Yeah. But every once in a while he'll start telling me something. And sometimes I'm just not bright enough to pick up what he's trying to tell me. And then he'll go somewhere and he'll come back and he'll start that talking again. So I'll follow him. He done called a half-grown squirrel. So that's what he wants wanted me to come see.
He didn't want it, he was too lazy to drag it all the way across the yard. He wanted you to come see it.
He was. That's why I scolded him. I said, most times you bring your trophies for me to see. But he was proud of it.
Well, you know, the only cat that I've got that does, she catches rabbits. Peanut catches rabbits, the one that goes outside some of the time. And she won't show them to me because she knows I'm going to take them away from her. So if she catches one, you can look at her and see that she's up to something. And I start looking around for whatever it is that she has found. And she gets upset when I won't let her keep it. What she does is she catches one, and, she puts it over in a little spot, and she keeps an eye on it, and won't need to know about it.
Well,
now she's never brought me a snake. You keep telling me that your cat brings you a snake. She never brought me a snake.
yeah, that's the only thing that spooks me. I'll be sitting out in the paper. Sitting out in the yard reading the newspaper, or I'll have one of my World War II books, looking up something or another, and I'll look up and there he'll sit between my feet with that snake in it. And I'll tell you the truth, every time he does that, it makes me jump.
That's what Bill Huff used to say. I'd say, Bill, it's just a harmless, non-poisonous snake. It won't hurt you. And he always said the same thing. Well, make me hurt myself.
Well, if you get startled so much, you jump up, or you go to jump up, and a lot of times I hook my feet in my lawn chair, and you can wind up laying on the ground over a harmless snake. It scares you enough you have a heart
Well,
attack.
here comes your kitty bringing you this dead snake. What's that dead snake going to do to you? It won't do anything. It's just a dead snake.
What do you think about the political situation with the world nowadays? You think Trump's done a good thing in pausing the bombing with the Iranians?
I think that so far what I thought was going to happen with all this stuff has happened. I didn't think it would be very long before they would figure out something. Now, this ceasefire is not what I would say holding right now. It's not. They've got a big deal. They didn't put Lebanon in the thing, and Israel continues to go after the people over there, and they're saying that they're going to not allow certain ships to go through the Strait of Hormuz, just 4 a day or 5 a day or whatever it is. And that was not the agreement. That Lebanon wasn't in the agreement, and they were to open it up. Now, that creates a problem. I think the peace that we've got right now, the ceasefire, so far is holding. Will it hold for 2 weeks? I don't know. I think there'll be some on again, off again. I think we're working. It's like you're talking about the weather. The way these things work. The problem that we're having is that we are talking to this group of people, and this group of people over here is talking to the press, and they're saying the exact opposite from what the people that we're talking to, that the administration is talking to. They're saying the opposite thing, and they're doing it on purpose because they're trying to cause strife and mess things up. Well, you would think that the mainstream media would not fall for that, but they are. So there's a little problem going on there about who you're listening to.
Well, Trump is not stupid, and he's put every really slick gadget we got in play with the Iranians. And everybody knows for years that they can read license plates from space. And maybe in this 2-week pause, they probably got AI really tied into all this, and where they're going to find out where the rest of the launchers and the rest of the ballistic missiles and the rest of the Ayatollahs are all hiding out. And they're they're marking down, well, he's in this building, and he's in this hill, and he's on this plateau, and whoopie-doo, they break the truce really bad. He's going to get all the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
He
you know,
said he was.
they have
He's a
infiltrated.
man of his word.
They have infiltrated.
He's going to drop a bomb on you.
Yeah, the Israelis know where have people. They have boots on the ground over there, where they've got spies everywhere, and that's how they've killed a lot of the people that they've killed. So if this ceasefire doesn't hold, I think you're right. There'll be some stuff that's going on, because the president, is not unserious. He's very serious, and I think that we'll get this thing taken out. People ask me all the time, what do you think about it? I don't like it. I don't like anything. I think that when you have to resort to something like this, you have failed in doing what the best thing would be to do, is to get people to comply with what you need them to comply with without having to shoot at it. I think we ought to be better than to be able to do that. I know sometimes you have to do that, and I think that when this is all said and done, we don't know whether it's going to be thought of as a disaster or not. But the vast majority of people in the United States don't like this kind of solution to the problem. They would rather it be over in 2 days, not 2 months. So we got a long way to go. Got a long way to go, and there are a lot of people that are upset about this.
Like if you know you've got a problem with your own health, and you keep putting it off, and when you finally go see the doctor says it's a whole lot of work, we're going to have to do surgery, and you shouldn't have waited so long. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
I think there's some of that. I think there's some of that involved in this. I really do. I think that's an honest evaluation of what's going on. But we knew that in advance. It's 47 years. They've been attacking us and stuff like that, and we haven't done anything about it. And I think we need to have done something about it. I'm not always the first one to jump in with military action. I think there may have been some other things that we could have done that would have been equally as successful. But we'll see. Listen, I appreciate it. You have a good day.
I appreciate it too. I'm going to go back to my cat now. We're going to work on the problems of the world.
All right, 222-9224. Deal Law, they've got some great attorneys there, Deal Law. J. Ray Deal and the...
And they pretty much shut it down again. And I don't know if you just about oil prices. Oil prices got down to like $70 a barrel. And it's back up to, it went up to 92 yesterday, and it's back down to about 89 today. So, I mean, these folks you can't trust them. I mean, you hate to destroy everything they got, but we got to take over that island out there and just take it over. I mean, it's just going to be a constant threat from here on. You can't, these people are not going to tell the truth. They never have. Yeah.
They sound like y'all. Y'all can't tell the truth because y'all are not moral people. You don't have a moral compass. Westerners can't tell the truth. They're just some goddamn liars like you.
I'll be honest with you, the 2 week delay would have had to been a 2 week ceasefire would have had to been a 100% open of the strait, and that's it. There's no negotiations. But and it's trying to throw Lebanon in there. How can Israel not bomb Lebanon when they're bombing in? Lebanon hasn't done a ceasefire. I mean, Israel's supposed to just stop, let them keep shooting missiles over there. I mean, I'm not concerned about the missiles. I'm concerned about the fact that they just not going to. You got to cripple that country to stop this. And I mean, it's been pushed along here since 1979, and they've controlled the world economy through one little strait over there. And they just keep, they just don't do what they say they're going to do. And they're coming up.
That sounds like these Alamance County people. These old damn liars here in Alamance County.
It's just made up. We can't say that we're not going to bomb all the proxy terrorists that Iran has, because they're not going to stop doing their stuff. they got prostitutes all over the place.
Just like y'all won't quit doing y'all shit.
I mean, they got them.
So something got to happen.
So they're not going to abide by that. And I think there's a problem right now because they don't think nobody's really in charge. And these people are so radicalized. I mean, if they're off in another area, another country, I mean, their idea is to keep on. Yeah, I don't think anybody's got control over it. And then if they do send missiles over, then the people that we're dealing with are going to say, "Well, we told them not to." Evidently, they hadn't gotten the word yet. You know, and that's no excuse. And I hate to see us destroy a country and cripple its infrastructure. They got all the bridges and everything, but we did it in World War II. I mean, you know, it's not a war crime. I mean, any place that a military vehicle or equipment or anything goes through, that's fair game. Because you're trying to cripple the military, you're not trying to cripple the size of the population, but that's just the result in what you have to do. I mean, you know yourself in Germany don't even want to hear war. They don't want to hear the word war. I mean, they got beat so bad they don't even want to talk about war. You know, we went over in World War One and didn't finish the job. Went back in World War II and finished the job. And you know, I just think at some point, I don't like giving anybody that's a regime that give them 2 weeks. Because 2 weeks, you know, they could be rebuilding their supplies, getting more stuff in from China, you know, and to Russia. I mean, I just think, hey, just. Hundred ships through there a day with battleships.
Well, here's what, you know, I have nothing to do with the military, but here's what I would do. Just I would find myself the oldest, most beat up oil tanker that I could find, put no oil in it, and just drive it through there. And if they shoot at it, find out where they're shooting from and destroy those areas, and then, you know, let the rest of the ships go through. Once you find out where they're shooting at you from, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
The terrain is so rugged over there. I mean, you know, they dug these deep tunnels into these mountains, or you know, and the stuff is buried so deep. I mean, these people are unbelievable. I mean, the people that live there just. I mean, I think you're dealing with a radical religious population, and is half of them radical and half of them not? And I'd say it's probably more, maybe 75% are radical and 25% aren't. Because these people, I mean, it's gone from 79, so you've gone through some generations, and they teach school, they teach in school to hate America, to hate Israel, that we're the bad folks. You know, I mean, you even see when they come over here to live. You know, I mean, the area I live in, you know, we've got some Middle East people, very wealthy, and you know, when you see them come out of their houses in the morning, the women are dressed just like they do over there. You can't see anything but their eyes. You know, so they didn't leave their culture over there.
Yeah.
So they still feel the same way about women when they bring them to the United States as they did when they were over there.
Sure.
I mean, it's really sad, you know, 100-degree heat, and a lady walks out of a house with all this garb on, black garb on, and the only thing you can see on her whole body is her eyes.
Right.
And every day, you know, it's just a normal you came over here to be free. Why can't you be normal?
Exactly.
You know, why you have
You can't be free in America. You cannot be free in America. Why y'all giving me such a goddamn hard time if you can be free in America? You sorry ass people.
222-9224, 222-9224, the original mattress factory. They have a factory in Raleigh and a locally owned store here in Burlington.
Your morning's going well.
It is doing great. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, hey, the weather's up and down. It's all over the place.
Oh yeah. That's the way it is. March you're supposed to come in. Come in like a lion, go out like a lamb, and I think we sort of lambing it and lining it all at the same time now here in April. So there you go.
Yeah, well, I ain't seen so much wind. It's been a little bit, but not so bad, But you'll be getting that trial about for too much longer.
Won't be long now. A couple of mornings on the weekend. I drive it more on the weekend. A couple of mornings, it's been like 70 degrees, and I'm going, ooh, I might want to go out and get. And no, I'm not ready yet. I would go out to the shop and try to start it. It wouldn't start, and I'd get frustrated, and then would not get breakfast when I wanted to. So I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. We got to put it. You got to get it out there sooner or later.
It won't be long. But I was listening to Barry, and we go over there and the United States will destroy an area over there to get control. But then you turn right around and you got the courtesy to fix it back. And, I was thinking, this bothers me because when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, Japan didn't come back and fix Pearl Harbor up for the United States, so,
We sure helped fix Japan, You're right, though. They didn't give us any money, but we gave them money.
Yeah, but, it's one-sided. I mean, that's what Donald Trump is behind, too, is equal trade agreement. And with this, this stuff that's going on with him, and people don't understand, we got to look after us. They said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and charity starts at home, but I mean, I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, see, here's the thing that really bothers me. Okay, we have just about bombed them. You hear the president say we got all the strategic locations they want, but they still are closing the Gulf of Hormuz. They don't have anything left, but they're closing the strait. So I wonder, did you think about that in advance? Did you think they would be able to do that? What plan did you have for that? Here they are, decimated militarily. Their navy is destroyed. Their air force is destroyed. Their army is scattered. And they're still blocking the Gulf of Hormuz. So, it would appear to me that somebody should have figured out that this is what was going to happen. Now, I don't think that there's any doubt that Donald Trump won't give the order to blow stuff up if they don't straighten out, because I know he will. But I think he never tells you, I heard a commentator say this, he never tells you what he's going to do. He'll tell you he's going to do this and he'll do something else. I think what they're going to do, and I think this would work. I think if they tried to do it, we were talking about boots on the ground. Well, we've got Marines over there, and I think they're going to try to take the island, and then once they take that island, they control the oil, and they can not let that oil go into the tankers and not let those tankers. See, they're letting tankers go through that they want to go through, is what they're saying. For only 20% of the oil that goes through there is on the world market. It's just 20%. And there's 80% of oil from all over places that's going into the market right now. They used heavily there from out of Japan, heavily there out of China. So it is in the best interest of the economy for the Strait of Hormuz to be opened up. And I think it would be better instead of blowing up bridges, which he said he's going to do, or blowing up power plants, to take the island there that has the oil facilities on it and start saying, okay, here's the deal. You have to surrender and stop doing this stuff and let ships go through the Gulf of Hormuz without threatening them, and we'll give you back your oil. And maybe that would work.
Well, he tried to be nice with the tariffs. You know, he said, y'all treat us right, we treat y'all right. You know, the equal trade agreement is what that's all about. And people shot him down about that, but he's got another idea in his, you know, in the back of his mind, you know, to, you know, straighten stuff out. But, you know, don't go over there and threaten the company and blow it up and then, or damage it and then go over there and fix it for them, because, you know, they, like I said, Japan didn't offer United States any compensation to fix Pearl Harbor and all, and everything that was lost down there. So I don't see this fixing a country. You know, if you go to war, I don't see going and patching it back up for, you know, them. But I mean, that's just my way of thinking. You know, charity starts at home. You need to look after your own country.
Yeah.
But anyway, I get out there and let somebody else in. Y'all take care.
Appreciate it. Well, the only time you do that is when it's in your best interest.
But that last caller is the epitome of the quote, it's better to keep your mouth shut and appear stupid than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. His voice sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, Donald Trump got another idea. Did he not hear Donald Trump say the other day that if I was a Democrat, I would plaster this all over up until November? He said, we don't have money to take care of daycare and Medicare and things like that. We have wars to fight. Where is that money going that you fighting war, sir? How's that America first? We have spent over $40 billion, $1 billion a day that could have went into infrastructure here, could have went into the SNAP benefits that they cut out, could have went into education, could have went into shoring up the things that we value, all Americans value. But it's going to destroy things for a war that was typed into, according to the reports from the New York Times, about Netanyahu. Netanyahu came to sit in the Situation Room at the head of the table, not our president, but Netanyahu, and went through the same old BS that he has gone through since every president since 96, and every president rejected it simply because of what's going on right now. And when Congress asked, did y'all ever think, because Trump got up and said, we didn't expect this, we didn't expect it, how could you have not expected that? When Congress asked Tulsi Gabbard and the other generals said, was this discussed? They said yes, so how could you not have thought about it? But when you talk about America first, when you have one of the callers, the Confederate, the cat guy, who mainly said, we want to keep our money here in America. Now, no more wars. That's what he said when Biden was president and when Trump was running. Now this is okay. If it was okay for every other president to say no to Netanyahu, do you not think that his nephew, that Netanyahu being best friends with his Jewish son-in-law didn't have anything to do with this? And then you negotiating these terms, you don't think a ceasefire is going to hold up when Jared Kushner, who gets paid $2 billion from the Saudi Arabia, from the Saudis, and he got that first $2 billion while he was actually working for the White House, which is illegal. And now, and his golfing partner, do you think they are qualified to discuss a peace plan? And we're lied to so much by to the American people, because Trump said they begging for peace. They begging for peace. They sent a 17-point plan. The Iranians rejected it, absolutely rejected it, and then sent a 10-point plan that the United States accepted. Now, if you're begging for to come to the peace table, you will reject what they send and then
they accept what they said. So it's lies all the way around. And according to because I saw the press conferences of Pete Hegseth and Karen Levitt, both of them said that Lebanon was under the peace agreement. J.D. Vance said there was a miscommunication and they were not under the peace agreement. So if that would have happened under the Obama administration or the Biden administration, you would have said, who's running the White House? Well, who is running the White House? I don't believe it's Trump. I believe it's Netanyahu. Just like when you did have a peace plan, Netanyahu was still lobbing bombs other than to Lebanon. Lebanon has nothing to do with this. Not one thing. Netanyahu does not want peace because he said this was his 40-year dream to go to war with Iran. And let me say this to Barry, who keeps saying that these people are so radicalized. That is a lie, and it's racist. I know a lot, and there are a lot of people in this community. There are doctors and lawyers who do not have no scarves over their face, whose families go to parties and things like that, who are everyday American. Their kids go to Williams and go to Williams High School and are private schools. They are not radicalized. And that statement that he thinks is more than 50%, where did he get that number? Because the FBI says it's 1 to 2% that is radicalized. But he said, according to Barry, the rules by Barry, it's 75%. So Rogan said that Trump started this war to keep from the Epstein files. And I believe that's exactly what he did because Trump stated himself, when he was not the president, when Obama was president, that Obama's going to start a war with Iran to take away from all the bad news. That's what his statement said. That's what he said that he was going to do. Obama was going to do. It seems like that's what is being done now. Now I'm going to get this real quick statement that when the guy said to keep my opinion to myself, and he said I hate white people. Well, one of my favorite shows, my favorite show is the Andy Griffith Show. Now I don't know if you saw this episode, but Opie was forced to give his nickel to the bully, and he was forced to give him because he didn't want to get into a fight. But Andy took him fishing as usual and told him, hey, this is what you need to do. Sometimes you may have to take that hit. It may not be as bad as you think. Well, guess what? Iran is open. The United States was the bully. At first, Iran said, we can't do this. It's the mighty country. But they have taken the hit. They have closed the strait, which was not closed before any of this stuff happened. This was never an issue. Even in our bad times, it was never an issue. And now Trump is blaming the Wall Street Journal, which is a paper you said that you trusted. He's blaming the New York Times, who was reporting that this is a false victory. It is not a victory. It goes against everything what he has said, and that's why not every conservative, but you have conservatives out there like Rogan, Megyn Kelly, Nick Fuentes, all are saying that they are Alex Jones, who basically said that the 25th Amendment needs to be a vote because they think the man is insane. He threatened the Vatican. I don't know. I hadn't heard that on the show today. He threatened to destroy a whole civilization, and the Pope responded to the threat because the Pope says this is not godlike. And so then they threatened the Vatican with war. How do you threaten the Vatican with war? So the Pope, who had a visit plan for the July 4th, has now canceled it. And do y'all still think that this is okay? This is not okay. This is not America. This is not sane. But we continue to make excuses for it, continue to make excuses for things that we see, continue to say that the stock market is okay, the gas prices are okay, everything is okay, which is contrary to everything that he ran for, everything that has been said on this station. There is no plan. There was a plan for war, but there was not a plan for victory. And now we're suffering the consequences.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. 222-9224. Listening to WBAG, Burlington Graham.
An advocate for victims. For 25 years now, Sean Boone has been a reliable, respected figure in Alamance County's criminal justice system. Experience is vital to public safety, and Sean Boone is a tested veteran prosecutor who will continue to fight to keep Alamance County safe. On November 3rd, Vote to re-elect Sean Boone, District Attorney. Paid for by Sean Boone for District Attorney.
Sir, good morning.
Howard, let me say first that men should understand that there are some women who are satisfied doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I know.
They can sit on the couch, watch soap operas, and the man can come home and fix his own dinner, and they would be absolutely proud.
Of course.
I thought I'd get that out.
Okay. Good job. Good job, because you're absolutely correct.
I keep hearing everybody talk about, let me say this. I agree with everything Michael said. But I keep hearing people talk about how terrible the Iranians are. You can't believe nothing they say. Well, can you believe what Trump said? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Been on the world stage. You can't believe anything he said. You can't believe nothing coming from the American side, because Trump's in charge. And Trump's in way over his head. This is my opinion. Somebody else thinks different, fine with me. Trump's in way over his head. And he's leaving to Netanyahu, who's supposed to be an expert in the Middle East, to guide him. And this is what happens when a president surrounds himself with yes people. People who are afraid to say to him, that's ridiculous. Trump's first administration, he had such people, but he was not satisfied. He wanted people who was loyal to the point that they're wimps. And that's, be careful what you ask for, that's what he's got. And that's why he's in the mess he's in now. And people are sad, the mistake, I think it's gone to Trump's head when he went to Venezuela and removed Maduro. And I heard Trump say out of his own mouth, he wanted the oil in Iran. He said he was a businessman, he'd take the oil and make lots of money. I guess Trump has forgotten that this is not his company. America is not his company to put tariffs on countries to make money. He take the oil. That's what he wanted in Venezuela. And as a result, he got in way over his head. And I want to point this out. There's a huge population of Christians inside of Iran. And talking about rebuilding things and blowing up bridges, they're war crimes. The Iranian people are not at war with America. So you blow up bridges where the people can't get to work, blow up the roads where they can't travel, airports where they can't fly out of the country, disrupt the food supply, all that stuff. They're war crimes. Netanyahu is a war criminal anyway, so it doesn't matter to him when he's wanted by the criminal courts for war crimes anyway. He can be arrested for war crimes and taken before the world court. There are other people who've been convicted. But the only reason Netanyahu's not behind bars is because of the United States. The United States buys everything Israel is selling. I think this is my opinion, I think the Iranians should have a nuclear weapon. If you live in a neighborhood where they live, Israel constantly bombing them, and everybody else in the Middle East, Iran needs their own nuclear weapon. If I was a leader in Iran, I would keep trying to get a nuclear weapon. Look around. Pakistan, India, all those people, nuclear weapons, and Iran can't have one. Israel got nuclear weapons, the biggest thug in the Middle East, irresponsible, taking territory. Look, Netanyahu wants land. He wants to take the land in the Middle East. Donald Trump wants the oil in the Middle East. 2/3 running roughshod over the people of Iran. Iran is not, and I keep hearing this 47-year thing. They've been doing this to America for 47 years. No. America has been doing it to Iran more than 47 years. They propped up the Shah. And that's where it all started when they started finding things that Iran, when they held the hostages. And we had an American president, Ronald Reagan, come in, he made a deal behind Jimmy Carter's back to sell weapons to Iran. Some of this stuff that they got stockpiled right now, they got it because of Ronald Reagan. And as far as taking over this island that you're talking about, if you occupy that island, you'll be stuck there for the next 20 years. You got to keep occupying because you don't want to lose control. That's how we get bogged down. That's how we got bogged down in Afghanistan, Vietnam, and those other places. So the best thing Trump can do is tuck tail and get out of there. He had no business going in there in the first place. He's in Wales his head. He knows nothing about combat. He knows about businesses, and he should be trying to straighten stuff out here in America that he's ruined. And another thing I heard somebody say yesterday that there was nothing to see in the Epstein files, and there was only Democrats wanting to keep talking about the Epstein files. Remember, Elon Musk, a man who's in charge of the government, seen everything. He said the reason that they don't show the Epstein files is because of Trump's name in the file. And that's why he's going to all these wars. He's doing everything to distract the people to talk about something else.
Let me ask you just one question real quick, because we're running out of time. But, why in the Epstein files, if there are things in there that are about Trump, the Democrats control the Epstein files for 4 years. I asked Michael the same question. The Democrats held the Epstein files for 4 years. Why didn't they bring out the stuff about Donald Trump and the Epstein files? Why did they keep them closed? What do you think?
I think because they did not make it a campaign issue. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance campaigned saying they were going to show the Epstein files. Biden never said he was going to show the Epstein files.
But my question is, why didn't he? Because if it had bad things in it about Trump, that would have been a good thing for the Democrats. Why didn't they do that?
No. Joe Biden didn't think it was a good thing for the Democrats. That's why he didn't go out and campaign. If he got elected, he was going to show the Epstein files.
But now you're saying, that there's stuff in there about Trump that is derogatory to him. And if that's true, then why didn't they release them, the derogatory evidence to keep so that they would have gotten elected that Kamala Harris would have won if they'd showed all that stuff. Why didn't they bring it out?
But listen, you are supposing that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden has no character. They should have released the files to get elected. That's not what they was aiming at. They was telling the people what they was going to do for America to get elected.
All right. What Michael said was that he thought there was stuff in there that was equally as bad about the Democrats. He still felt there was stuff in there about Trump.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. We saw Bill Clinton, the president of the United States, sitting in a hot tub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course. And we see Bill Gates. There are all kinds of people who in high places who are going to be exposed if they show the Epstein file.
Well, those people have already been exposed.
No, not all of them.
Well, most of the ones you just mentioned, they have already been exposed.
Right. But
all right, listen, I appreciate it.
They were exposed. Those people exposed, and the English guy, they were exposed to take the spotlight off of Trump. Just remember, Trump and J.D. Vance campaigned that they were going to show those files. They both lied. Now they were rigged, and they don't want to show them.
That they have shown them. The only things that aren't being shown, Charlie. The only things that aren't being shown are the things that are being held up right now by legal. The court said no, you can't open that up because there's testimony that they said. That's the stuff that's not being released.
Look, it's like we normally say. If Donald Trump wants those files shown, they would be shown yesterday.
No, not against legal stuff. All right, listen, I appreciate it. Thank you for the conversation. Thank you. You too. Take care. You know, the thing is, if there is some evidence in the Epstein files that would have kept the President Trump from being elected, like they're saying that there's really bad stuff in there, which I don't think there is. You know, Charlie was just saying this was his opinion. My opinion is, I believe and I believe this with all my heart, if there was something in there that was so detrimental that they're hiding it now and saying, this is what Charlie was alluding to, is saying that they're not going to release it because there are judges everywhere. You know, grand jury testimony is not public. So you have to get a judge's permission to release grand jury testimony. A lot of the things left in the Epstein files are, according to many people, everything left is being held up because judges said, no, you can't release that. Now, I don't know that that's true. I have no idea whether it's true or not. It appears to me that there is a lot of stuff being held up by judges because judges have said, yeah, we're not going to release that stuff. You can't release grand jury testimony without a good reason. And there have been several people that have tried to get grand jury testimony released, and they're saying that's the grand jury testimony is where Trump stuff is. But you know, I don't believe that. I believe that the things that are in the Epstein files are not detrimental to Trump, but they are detrimental to other people, and a lot of those people have already been exposed. And when if they were to release the grand jury testimony and other testimony in the files that has not been let go, that isn't part of that, but is under order not to be released, when they release it, you'll still find out that there wasn't anything in there about Donald Trump that's so detrimental that it would have kept him from being president. And I believe, you know, I'm sorry, I have watched the way the Republicans work and the way the Democrats work. If there was something in those Epstein files that the Democrats were in charge of for 4 years that are detrimental to Trump, it would have already been released. The same thing is true if there was something, if the Republicans controlled those files and that there was things in there by the Democrats, you know, the Republicans would have released it. Now, here's what we have found out. This is something that I didn't know and that we found out, and I think it's pretty substantial. Most of the people that are embarrassed by what's going on in those files are rich people, not politicians. Most politicians are not rich enough. We're talking about billionaires. You know, they're no trillionaires, but billionaires. Those are the people that are being exposed. Those are the people that he was going after because he wanted their money. He didn't want political power. He wanted money. And the Epstein files are full of rich people, not politicians. And that surprised me. I thought that he was after politicians. I thought he wanted to get these politicians because of all the things, you know, we had heard about. But when they really opened up the files, they found out that it was less about political stuff and more about rich people doing hanky-panky that they didn't want anybody to know about. I think that's amazing because it turned out not to be, you know, what I thought it was going to be. Now, I think that the stuff that's left over is truly the stuff that is being blocked by the courts. You know, Trump has already said release everything you can release, and everything that can be released. And you know, the people that don't like Trump don't believe that, but you know, he said release everything, and most of the stuff I would hazard a guess. It's just my opinion. Most of the stuff that's left is stuff that is under court order not to be released. And you know, I guess and that's a big if they ever release it, you'll find out whether that was true or not. But the thing that's so interesting to me is that Trump threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was trying to suck up to Trump. Why? Trump wasn't a politician. He was trying to suck up to Trump because he was rich. And Trump said, no, he's a dummy guy. He's nothing. So I don't want to have anything to do with it, so he threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. I think that's what speaks volume. All that before he ran for president, before he was a politician. The reason that he was interested in him was because he was rich, not because he was a politician. And that surprised me. That really did. I was surprised by that when that stuff started coming out. 20 minutes after 10 o'clock, let me tell you about Alamance Fence. Alamance Fence can improve the appearance and value of your home or your business with a fence that will define your property. From Alamance Fence, they've been serving Burlington and Gibsonville and Haw River, Green Level, Whitsett, Elon, Gray, and Mebane since 1959.
Thank you for listening to Talk Line, Alamance County area, Burlington, North Carolina. Gnostic 5 Senses Knowledge, Kings and Queens Entertainment, education continues.
Alamance County-wide area Crime Stoppers and your hometown radio station, WBAG. Alamance County Crime Stoppers was founded in 1982. Crime Stoppers encourages members of the community to assist local law enforcement agencies in the fight against crime by overcoming the two key elements that inhibit community involvement, fear and apathy. Crime Stoppers provides a telephone number, 336-229-7100, a mobile app, P3 Tips, and web tips to encourage citizens in the community to volunteer vital information helpful to law enforcement agencies to fight against crime. Alamance County Crime Stoppers has cleared thousands of cases and recovered over $1 million worth of drugs and stolen property. Crime Stoppers pays a cash reward up to $2,500 for tips that lead to an arrest or solving a case. Callers can remain anonymous and are eligible to receive a cash reward if the information leads to an arrest or grand jury indictment of a felony offender. Your donation is critical to the ongoing efforts of Crime Stoppers to make our homes, businesses, and community a safer and more enjoyable place to live and work. Checks can be made out to Alamance County Crime Stoppers and sent to 267 West Front Street, Burlington, 27217. Crime Stoppers has been approved by the Internal Revenue Service as a 501c3 organization. Therefore, all contributions are tax deductible. Alamance County Crime Stoppers is affiliated with the following: Alamance County Sheriff's Department, Burlington Police, Elon Police, Gibsonville Police, Graham Police, Mebane Police, Hall River Police, and Elon University Police. You need not reveal your identity.
Next will shatter your reality. The real shock is yet to come. To understand this secret, you must journey into the hidden context. Ethiopia, land where Christianity took root before Rome, where the Ark of the Covenant is said to rest, and where monasteries cling to cliffs like prayers. Here, the canon includes books banned elsewhere, Enoch, Jubilees, texts that whisper of older heavens. You're not just learning history, you're entering a world where angels walked among men and secrets were etched into mountain caves. Visualize the library of Tana Kirkos, a place so sacred few outsiders tread. Scrolls wrapped in leopard skin, inks mixed with holy water, words that pulse with celestial energy. This is where the story of Lucifer begins, not as a villain, but as a key figure in a divine drama. The monks here are keepers of a timeline the West forgot.
They didn't forget it. They just didn't want you to know it so they can control you. But now you're going to learn the real truth, and they can't control you, okay? You've been told a bunch of lies here in America and all over the Western Hemisphere. You ain't got nothing but a bunch of lies.
The monks here are keepers of a timeline the West forgot. They didn't want you to know this context because it unravels convenient narratives. Feel the dryness of the air, the scent of incense and aged leather. You're stepping into a sanctuary of suppressed knowledge, and within those walls, a story weighted on of rebellion, but not the kind you've been taught. What if the fall was a carefully staged event? The answer lies in the invisible architecture of heaven, and that's where we go next.
If the true message of Jesus, his last private teachings, was never lost, only hidden? What if the missing gospel has been resting quietly in the hands of Ethiopian monks, untouched by the councils and empires that shaped Western Christianity? And what if within those pages lies a vision of faith that challenges every assumption made since the 4th century? In this video, we explore that discovery in depth.
It was in late 2023, deep in the mountains of northern Ethiopia, inside a monastery carved into stone, a leather satchel sealed for generations was opened. And what it contained is forcing the Christian world to remember something Rome tried to forget. This was not the sanitized Bible approved by emperors. This was not Christianity shaped by power. This was a voice preserved beyond empire. A Jesus preserved beyond control. Today, we step... If you look at Ethiopia on a map, you'll notice something powerful. The land itself speaks. Rugged plateaus stretch like ancient ramparts, and high mountains stand like silent witnesses, watching century after century pass without surrender. This geography didn't merely shape Ethiopia's culture, it sheltered Ethiopia's memory. While other empires expanded through roads, armies, and decrees, Ethiopia's natural fortresses made it difficult to conquer, difficult to control, and even harder to rewrite. In a world where conquerors often win by erasing the past, Ethiopia's terrain became a kind of sanctuary, protecting not just people, but stories, manuscripts, and spiritual inheritance. And that matters, because the story of Christianity is also a story of what was preserved and what was silenced. In the Roman world, faith and power eventually became entangled, and once they did, truth was often treated like a political object, debated, voted on, and stamped with official approval. Yet long before Europe could claim the gospel as its own, Scripture itself points us toward Africa.
Oh, if you only knew the truth. The truth will set you free, baby, because you've been told a bunch of lies. You stay tuned to Gnostic 5 Senses Knowledge, Kings and Queens Entertainment, Education, and learn something, all right? Stay tuned.